What's good, guys? It's your boy Nico Talks Football, back with another video after Barcelona beat Real Madrid 3-2 to win the Supercopa. Let's go! A brilliant result from Barcelona. First trophy of the season. Hopefully many more to come, but overall, a very intense game, very fun game to watch, but Barcelona in the end come through. Rafinha with the winner. It was intense. Barcelona, I thought, they obviously deserved to win in my opinion because they controlled the game and they had more of the ball and overall just the possession and stuff, but other than that, also, Barcelona, I thought they didn't defend the best, but in the midfield, I thought Barcelona dominated the midfield. And also going attack offensively, I thought Barcelona didn't have maybe more chances than Real Madrid, but I thought they did have the better chances, you could say. Apart from maybe Madrid had those two chances at the end, but overall, I thought Barcelona deserved to win this game. And, I mean, first trophy of the season, Hansi Flick, undefeated in finals, 8 of 8, I think that is. He's just an unbelievable coach, and he put the right lineup, in my opinion. I mean, the lineup he put out, let's see, Barcelona started out with Juan Garcia, back four of Koundé, Kubarsi, Eric Garcia, Balde, and then a midfield three of Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Fermin Lopez in the attacking midfielding position. Wingers of Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, and then up front with Lewandowski. Brave decision from Lewandowski, but I think it does pay off because Lewa got a goal in the end, and that was a big goal from Lewa right before halftime, even though Real Madrid still equalized. Still a very good finish from him. Real Madrid lined up with Courtois. They had Asensio was playing right back with the center back partnership of Huijsen and Tchouaméni, and then left back Carreras, and then midfield was Camavinga, Bellingham, and Valverde, and then front three of Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Gonzalo Garcia. Obviously, very strong lineup from them. They didn't have Mbappe, but I mean that's part of the game. You're gonna have injuries. You're gonna have people who aren't going to be always available, just like Barcelona didn't have Juan Garcia and Rafinha available in the first El Clasico. Like, that's just football, but looking at the lineups, both very strong lineups, but obviously I think Barcelona, that front three of Lamine Yamal and Rafinha just got the better of Vinicius and Rodrigo in the end of the day. I think that's what kind of put Barcelona over the edge, even though Vinicius had a brilliant game in my opinion. And then the midfield, Pedri and de Jong got the better of Camavinga and Bellingham, you could say. And then defensively, I thought it was pretty even. But, I mean, the game starts off, Barcelona obviously controlling the game like always. I thought, look, the first, you could say, for the majority of the first half, Barcelona pretty much, it wasn't like the Bilbao game where Bilbao had a couple spells. No, Barcelona from minute one pretty much just controlled possession. They controlled the game. The majority of the game was played in Real Madrid's defensive half. And Barcelona was just pounding them. But if you saw, like, it was a lot of passing, but not a lot of... They were trying to penetrate, but Barcelona didn't really create a lot of chances. Apart from the Rafinha chance, the one-on-one, and the Lewa chance, there were no other really clear-cut chances that Barcelona had. The Rafinha first goal was just a moment of brilliance from him. And then Lamine Yamal had a couple shots here and there, but not like clear chances from Barcelona, but... And then Real Madrid, they had some chances on the counter. Gonzalo Garcia had a big chance on the counter. Vinicius Jr. In the first 10 minutes of the game had a big chance that Juan Garcia saved. So look at it in that aspect. Like Barcelona, they did control the game, but really nothing came apart from a couple chances here and there. But the chances were pretty much even. So and then 5 minutes before the second half were crazy. Barcelona get the lead and the Real Madrid equalize. That was just a moment. We'll talk about that briefly. Barcelona in that moment was just not good enough. I mean, you score that goal with Lewa, which puts you 2-1 up. You need to go 2-1 up into halftime, and you end up conceding that goal late. I mean, Rafinha does a great job to clear that ball off the line, but the defense not marking up. Who's marking Gonzalo Garcia there? Maybe Eric Garcia, he trips, I think, but not good enough for Barcelona. They should be closing that game up 2-1 going into halftime. Very lazy from Barcelona there. Coming to the second half, it was pretty much the same. Barcelona were dominating up until the third goal, the winning goal from Rafinha, which is a lucky goal. It's a deflection, but hey, we'll take it. And after that, though, obviously, Barcelona, after they got the winning goal, the third goal, they were going to sit back, contain the pressure, try to close out the game 3-2. Real Madrid, obviously, they had chances now. In those last 15 minutes were very hectic for Barcelona. Real Madrid had, especially the last two chances from Carreras and Asensio with the header. Those two could have gone in easily if they were more clinical with those, but I thought Barcelona, I mean, it's always tough playing against Real Madrid. It was a tough victory. Look, you could say Real Madrid could have won that game as well, but in the end, Barcelona got the job done and couldn't be more happy for the team. Thought they put in a great performance. Again, even though there were a little bit kind of some flaws in the back, but still they so clinical in the front, especially from Rafinha. His finishes were just superb, especially the first one, and Lewa with a great finish as well. And Lamine Yamal with some great through balls. And Pedri with a great ball to Lewa. We'll get into the players now though. Starting off with Juan Garcia, I thought Juan Garcia was solid. I mean, he did everything he had to do pretty much. The first goal, I mean, that's just a great finish from Vinicius. And then the Gonzalo Garcia goal, another crossbar down. I'm not really expecting Juan Garcia to do much with those goals. But the saves he had to make, he made. I mean, he made a couple big saves on Vinicius, a big save on Rodrigo, and then the saves on Asensio and Carreras in the final minutes were huge as well. They're saves that you expect him to make, but still, he made them look so comfortable. And, I mean, really, he just controlled that game so well. Really, I felt really safe with Juan Garcia in the goal today. Then we move on to the back four. Koundé, I mean, he got cooked by Vinicius. Vinicius was doing everything he wanted with Koundé. He had Koundé like in a twirl. Like he had Koundé wherever he wanted him. He made it too easy for Vinicius. Although you expect Vinicius to get the better of Koundé because he has so much speed and so much quality, I thought Koundé defensively should have maybe lined up. He gave Vinicius too much space. Not only that, but he also when you're playing against a fast player, you need to kind of drop back so you prevent him from just beating you down the line with his pace. When you're lining up with Vinicius, you're giving him the opportunity to just kick the ball forward and run past you. So from Koundé, I mean, I understand you're trying to play the high line and keep it high, but you have to pin yourself more defensively so you don't allow Vinicius that space in behind. When you're allowing Vinicius that space in behind, as we saw in that first goal and a couple other chances, he's obviously going to take it. He took it well, to be fair to him, but I mean, Koundé, not the best game from him. Another very difficult and kind of not a great performance from him, but it is difficult going up against Vinny, so I'm like, a lot of people are like, they're really down on Koundé for his performance, but for me, I felt like he still wasn't great, but in the end, you got to give him kind of a pass, not a pass, but facing Vinicius isn't the easiest task. So move on to the two center backs. Kubarsi. We'll start with Kubarsi. I thought Kubarsi was he was subpar. I thought Kubarsi was terrible today, to be honest, in some moments of the game. For the second goal especially, he loses the ball that leads up to that corner. He had a couple of terrible clearances. Defensively, he didn't really look sturdy. He had some couple passes out the back that weren't great either. I mean, Pau Kubarsi I don't think it was the best game from him today. And really in a moment where we needed him to be solid, he wasn't. Move on to Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia, again, Mr. Consistent, a great performance from him. Way better than Kubarsi, honestly. Without Eric Garcia today, that game could have gone a lot differently. Eric Garcia made a good challenge, too, in the first, 15 minutes of the game where Vinny was running through, trying to cut that ball back to Rodrigo. Eric Garcia made a great sliding challenge to prevent that ball from going across. And then again, he was solid, passing out the back, making winning his duels, clearing the ball, winning headers. Eric Garcia was very solid today. Move on to the other fullback, Alejandro Balde. I thought Balde today was superb. Maybe not like going forward, but defensively, I thought he did everything he had to do. Much better than Koundé. He was so solid. Nothing came down the right hand side from Balde. I mean, everything he locked down. He didn't allow Rodrigo any space in behind. I don't think Rodrigo had any moments in this game where you could say he looked threatening or he beat Balde or he was able to get any shots off or create any chances. So you have to give credit to Balde for that, shutting down Rodrigo like that. Brilliant from him. Then move on to the midfield. Pedri and De Jong. I mean, to be honest, I thought De Jong was a little bit better than Pedri today, but I thought they were both, sensational. Both controlling the midfield. Pedri running, especially in the second half where Pedri was controlling the midfield, running the game. His passing, Pedri's ability to spread the ball was brilliant in my opinion. And Frankie De Jong, his ability to shield the ball is really underrated. The way he shields the ball, if you watch Frankie De Jong play, he does something so well. He's always going to put himself between the ball and the defender, so the defender can't get the ball. And he does that better than anyone that I've seen. He's able to shield the ball. And when you see it, like, not many people are able to take the ball away from Frankie De Jong because he protects it so well. And he did that so well today, especially in the second half. There was a moment where he won a foul. Bellingham fouled him. And he was able to protect that ball so well from Bellingham and draw the foul. And then another moment where he kind of turned in that second half, able to draw another foul. I mean, he was just sensational, De Jong, and his ability to just control the game. And in my opinion, defensively, he did his responsibility as well. So I have nothing against De Jong and Pedri as well. I thought they were both brilliant and both deserve, honestly, a lot of praise. Moving to the attacking midfield position, Fermin Lopez. I thought Fermin was... He did a lot of running. He did a lot of the dirty work. But attacking, I don't think Fermin really had that final spark today. He had a couple shots that were saved from Courtois. A couple, like... He did well in those instances. But for me, Fermin Lopez didn't really have that killer, like... He did have the assist to Rafinha, to be fair, but that's all Rafinha in that goal. He does win the ball back, to be fair to him, for that, so I'll give him credit for that. But, I already mentioned, defensively, I thought he was good chasing the ball, pressing, but attacking, he didn't really create any big chances. He really didn't have that spark in the final third, spreading the ball and finding his Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Liwa. It wasn't really his game today, but he did do his work defensively, but overall, an average performance from Fermin Lopez. Move on to the attacking line, starting on the right-hand side with Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal had his spells in the game, and what I mean by that, first 15 or 20 minutes, Lamine Yamal was very quiet, didn't really do much, was getting on the ball a lot, but when he got on it, he was playing really safe, just passing the ball back into the midfield. He did try to take on Carreras a couple times, but it wasn't working for him. Then after Barcelona kind of, especially after the goal, but right before the goal kind of, Lamine Yamal started to really open up and was really causing Real Madrid danger. He was dribbling by Carreras, finding his moments against Carreras way easier, especially after that Rafinha goal. He was able, and then the space opened up for him nicely. He was able to, had a good pass to Liwa as well. Right before the Rafinha goal, had a brilliant pass to Rafinha, which he weighted perfectly. I mean, that was a perfectly weighted ball into the path of Rafinha. And then after that, I mean, he was just much better in creating chances and dribbling. He was just able to dribble past Carreras way easier, and he had some good dribbles to the byline, crossing the ball as well. He was able to get some shots away too in that near the end of the first half. But overall, maybe not the best performance for Lamine, but in the second half, I thought he was okay, but there were some instances where he was giving the ball away a lot. He lost possession in this game a lot, Lamine Yamal. He also did some good things, but he did lose possession a lot. The second half, he wasn't as threatening I would have liked him to be, but overall, a mediocre first half that was capped off with a great last 15 minutes, and then the second half kind of continued, but near the kind of dying moments of the second half, especially when Barcelona got that third goal, and they were asked more to defend, he kind of died off there. But overall, from Lamine Yamal, not a terrible game. I thought he still performed very well. All right, now moving on to the left wing, Barcelona's hero, Barcelona's Superman, Barcelona's do-it-all, Rafinha. I mean, what a player this guy is. He is sensational. He won that game by himself. He beat Real Madrid by himself. I mean, final scoreline may indicate Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 2. More like Rafinha 3, Real Madrid 2. His ability is honestly, I haven't seen prior to this game. I think this is one of the best games Rafinha has played, and he's really changed my perspective on him as a player. Prior to this game, I looked at Rafinha. I really thought he was a good player. I've always thought Rafinha was a great player, but I never thought he was really in that argument that you could say he's a top talent. He's got the talent that Lamine Yamal or Mbappe has, or he's up there in the conversation with the best players in the world. After this game, I honestly think truly Rafinha is the best player in the world right now, and there's no other. You can't turn it any other way. You can say maybe Mbappe has a great season, but the impact that Rafinha had in this game, that first goal he scores, that is honestly one of the craziest finishes I've seen. And many people, you have to watch football to know how hard that goal is. He takes that ball, similar to the Bilbao goal, takes that ball. You kind of have to watch it in zoomed in and in slow motion to see what he does in that goal. Takes the ball, dribbles it directly at the defender, does that so well when he dribbles. He dribbles directly with pace at the defender. He doesn't dribble sideways. He doesn't dribble into the middle. He dribbles right at him, causes him to backpedal on his back feet, which is so... that's a defender's worst nightmare. Someone running full speed at you. You have to backpedal. He runs straight at you, and he takes that ball. When he takes that ball, he kind of hits a couple feints. But this is the key. When he takes that ball left, he doesn't just take that ball left. He takes his initial touch left, and then he takes one more touch quick, though. Like many players you'll see, they'll take their touch left, and they'll just take it at the same speed. He takes a touch kind of to left, and then he accelerates with that touch, and then he does that on purpose. You guys think that's just lucky Rafinha. It's lucky for him it goes through Tchouaméni's legs. No, Rafinha does that on purpose. If you guys know Rafinha, if you watched him play, he likes that low driven in between the defender's legs shot a lot. He does that on purpose. He waits. Okay, so he takes that touch left, waits for Tchouaméni to gamble, and right when Tchouaméni gambles, he takes that shot right into the corner. He places that ball. Look where he plays that ball to, right in the corner. Courtois, nothing you can do about it. You just have to look at that goal, repeat it, watch it in slow motion, and see the class of Rafinha. I don't know. I can't really explain it because, I mean, I can't really show you. I don't have the goal on the screen, but just look at that goal and look at the class. No other player in the world, I'm sorry, no other player in the world finishes that goal like that. The ability that he has in that instinct. That's just his instincts on those low-driven shots is just unmatchable from anyone. Then we'll move on, just his overall game, though. Let's just talk about second goal. He gets lucky, yeah, but he creates his own luck. Look, he gets the ball there. He slips, yes, but he shoots that ball on his right foot, takes the shot, which, I mean, that's still, he initially, without the deflection, that shot is probably not going in, but it was still, in my opinion, it was a good shot. He kind of placed it to the left-hand side, and it takes a deflection, but look, Rafinha in that instinct, in that in that instance of the game, he creates his own luck there, and you can't really blame him. He was the only one trying in the final third today, apart from maybe Lamine Yamal as well. But Rafinha, when you look at him going forward, I mean, he misses that chance. I mean, let's talk about that too. He fluffs his line as that chance. He tries to, and people might say that's an easy finish. That is not an easy finish. The ball is bouncing. You really, if you have to get the right amount of contact on that ball and connect with it at the right in the right angle. Because if your foot goes a little bit left or right to the ball, that ball's going either to the right or to the left. So you need to hit it right in the middle. And unfortunately, it comes off the wrong way. But many players, they're putting their heads down. They're sulking. They're giving up. No, Rafinha, right, literally not even a minute later, gets the ball, drives at the defender, finishes. And then his defensive work rate, I mean, his pressing. Look at Rafinha. There's a reason why Barcelona have been not only have won every single game since he came back from injury, but have also had 5 straight clean sheets before this game. It's because of his pressing. When he presses, he allows the midfield to stay controlled and compact, and he allows defensive line to stay in a straight high line. You know, you might say, oh, how is Rafinha helping the defense? Yes, his pressing, he's the first line of defense. His pressing helps Barcelona, honestly, the whole defensive line be controlled from Rafinha because he causes. And also, another thing about his pressing is that's why Barcelona have the ball so much in their attacking half, is because they're able to win the ball back so much, so high up the pitch so many times. And that has a lot to do with Rafinha. And also, this guy's not only the best attacking player in this game, by far he was the best attacking player along with maybe Vinicius, he is also one of the best defensive players. He can defend better than, honestly, every single Barcelona player out there, apart from maybe Eric Garcia. Look, in the first 15 minutes of the game, he finds himself on the right-hand side, at right back. He finds himself at right back, actually, defending Vinicius Jr. What he doesn't care about the high line. Because you see Koundé a lot, he looks over his shoulder, cares about the high line. Rafinha says, I don't care about that high line. You could take that high line wherever you want. I'm going to drop back, match Vinicius Jr. for pace 1 versus 1. And he ends up matching Vinicius Jr., clears that ball out for a corner. Great tackle. Times that tackle perfectly as well. If he mistimes that tackle, that's a penalty for Real Madrid. So you're telling me this guy is not only the best left winger in football, he's also the best right back on Barcelona. He's the best player on Barcelona. He's best forward, best defender, best midfielder, best everything. He can defend better than Koundé. At this point, just have Rafinha play right back and then have him attack or have him combine with Lamine Yamal in the right back position. And what else do you want him? What else do you want Rafinha to do for you not to open your eyes and say this guy's just the best player in world football right now? I'm speechless with the performance that I saw from Rafinha today. I mean, he also had some great passes, some great combination play with Pedri as well. We'll get into, I thought he shouldn't have been subbed off. We'll get into Flick's decision there, but overall, 10 out of 10, man of the match performance from Rafinha, just a different type of player. Barcelona better make sure he stays fit because Barcelona couldn't win any game they want with Rafinha. He's got 10 goals and assists in his last 6 Clásicos. 10 goals and assists in his last 6 games against Real Madrid. Those are Messi and Ronaldo numbers. And Rafinha, honestly, he's putting up Messi and Ronaldo numbers. And the impact that he has is Messi and Ronaldo-like. So, honestly, Rafinha he needs just to keep going. Couldn't be more proud of him. He's a sensational player right now in the form he's in. Move on to Lewa up front. I thought Lewa had a quiet game, but the goal he scored was that's just a striker's finish. No other striker on Barcelona's finishing. Ferran Torres, I don't think, is finishing that ball like that. Leo posted in right in the corner, takes the touch beautifully. Also, Pedri, beautiful ball from Pedri to Leo. Although the gap is wide open, still a great find from Pedri. Leo takes that touch beautifully right across his body and then finishes it with the outside of his right foot. A beautiful finish from Leo. Well, I thought overall in the game, Leo, like, great finish, but he doesn't really offer a lot from Barcelona. At this point, it's just Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. But it's not like with no striker. Barcelona are practically playing with no striker up front because Leo didn't really offer anything. Like, yeah, his hold-up play was kind of non-existent. His combination play with Rafinha and Lamine Yamal were non-existent either. So, I mean, I don't know. He's gonna score goals for you, but what is he gonna offer to you? He can't run it behind either because of his age, and he's never really had the speed. So, I mean, what does Lewandowski really offer for you up front is the question for me. And Barcelona need to find a new striker, especially. I mean, they can kind of live it through this year, maybe, but for next year, we need to find a new striker for sure because Barcelona cannot keep on playing like this with no striker. Move on to the substitutions. It was Ronald Araujo, Dani Olmo came on, Gerard Martin came on, Rashford came on, and what else came on? That's about it from what I can remember. Starting with Gerard Martin, I thought Gerard Martin, honestly, he did what he had to do, came in for the final 5 minutes of the game. Honestly, I don't think any of the subs had a maybe great impact except for Rashford. Dani Olmo didn't really do much either. Ronald Araujo, surprised to see him back on the pitch, to be honest, after his depression spell. He was fine, honestly. And then Rashford, I'll talk about Rashford briefly. I thought Rashford was the only one who really had an impact. He did miss that chance, though, to be fair to him. He should be scoring that, but, I mean, the angle was kind of wide, to be fair to him. But overall, I thought he kind of was the only one that kind of had... He was making runs in behind, kind of... also had a good defensive tackle late in that game on Carreras. So I'll give that to Rashford. Overall, I thought he was the only one had some impact and looked like a threat on the counterattack when he came on. We'll get on to Hansi Flick. I thought Hansi Flick... Okay, so we'll start with the lineup for Hansi Flick. I thought the lineup was 10 out of 10. Maybe you could play Ferran Torres, but in the end, pays off because Lewandowski scores. So the lineup for Hansi Flick, phenomenal lineup. Picked the right lineup. No issues with that. One issue I do have, his in-game management, I thought was pretty good. Maybe should have made subs a little bit earlier, but I thought his defensive subs were really good, putting on the defenders in the last minutes of the game to kind of conserve the game. I thought he did that well. And also, the problem I have with Hansi Flick is the Rashford problem. I like that he brought on Rashford because, in my opinion, that was the right decision to make. Real Madrid were tired. They were pushing. They had to push for the third goal. You bring on Rashford, he poses that threat on the counterattack. So, very good from him bringing on Rashford. Also, Ferran Torres came on. Sorry to say. I don't think he did much either, but it's apart from the point. Brought on Rashford. But I don't like is he took off Rafinha, which I don't understand, let alone from the fact, because when you sub in Rashford, he's a winger, you're obviously going to take off either Rafinha or Lamine Yamal. I don't like that he took off Rafinha, not only because Rafinha first was having the better game with Lamine Yamal, and this is just a normal rule in football. When a player's having a better game than another player, you're obviously going to keep the player that's having the better game. That's just you can watch any game across Europe. Usually when a player's having a good game, they're going to stay on the pitch. That's just a rule that usually is just across the world of football. But with not only was Rafinha having a much better game than Lamine Yamal, also the impact that Rafinha has, I think, is much greater than Lamine Yamal. Why would you take out Rafinha when Rafinha is a better defender than Lamine Yamal? He's faster than Lamine Yamal, so he poses a better threat on the counterattack. So that's two things when you're looking. Real Madrid are attacking for the third goal. There's two things that Barcelona need. They need when Real Madrid's pushing, they need defense and they need counterattacking presence. With Rafinha, you get more counterattacking presence than Lamine Yamal, and you get more defensive work rate and just overall ability than Lamine Yamal, because Rafinha is just a better defender than Lamine Yamal. I mean, anyone could tell you that, and you just watch the games. So I don't understand Hansi Flick, why he subs out Rafinha and not Lamine Yamal, especially in that game. Now, if Lamine Yamal had 2 goals, is playing like he did against Inter last year in the Copa del Rey last year, yeah, I can see why you take out Rafinha and you keep Lamine Yamal on the pitch. But in that instance, you don't take out Rafinha, especially for his defensive abilities, and then his speed on the counter is just so deadly. That was a terrible decision for me from Hansi Flick. Maybe he thought Rafinha, but Rafinha we know can play on the right, so I don't know why he would do that. Maybe he was gassed, but that's not an excuse for me. Apart from that, though, Hansi Flick in the end, Barcelona get the win. Couldn't be more proud of the team. Overall, brilliant performance. Next game, Barcelona is going to be in the Copa del Rey round of 16 against Racing Santander. It's a crucial game, round of 16. Barcelona have to win to keep their Copa del Rey hopes alive. But first trophy of the season, big for Barcelona. They increase confidence now. I think Barcelona are going to build off this. They're going to have much more confidence. If Barcelona ended up losing this game, I don't think this season... this season obviously has a lot to play for, and this trophy is the most meaningless out of all of them. But if Barcelona loses this game, especially to Real Madrid, who knows? This season could really turn on its head and not be great for Barcelona. So, in my opinion, this is a great confidence booster. And this team right now is flowing with confidence. They're unbeaten in the last 10 games. I don't see how Barcelona slip up in La Liga now in the Copa del Rey either. I think they're obviously easily going to make the semifinals. The only thing for Barcelona is how can they do in the Champions League. We'll see that, but very impressed for Barcelona. Big win. Visca Barca. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, Nico out.